All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I am your host, the Ice Dragon, RayronVR, and welcome everyone. Welcome back. Hopefully everyone had a good week. It has been definitely chaotic on the railroading front. So we've got a lot of news to cover. We got some channel updates that we need to discuss, and then we need to discuss the mega project. But with that, let's go ahead and go to the Icy family. So we have two Icy cookies to kind of give out. The first one we got Gerald, because originally the stream was supposed to be for yesterday, but a lot of things have been happening with life, and so we had to push it to today, to our original time slot of 8 p.m. on Wednesday. So it's interesting how life works, that sometimes, you know, we just got to play the cards that are dealt. So the first cookie went out to Gerald, and then today we got Real Fan K as well. So with that, we've got Gerald in the background, we've got Chuck, we've got Real Fan K, we got Jeff, we got Go Army, Sleep in the Mud, and we got BCF Parts. Welcome to all of those who are lurking behind the scenes, and also those who will watch us on the replay. So with that, welcome everyone. Welcome to the Icy Railway. So we have quite a lot to discuss. So before we do that, let's go ahead and go to our train of the stream. So go to our showcase scene. We've got our Norfolk Southern honoring our veterans pulling the American Freedom Train, along with some cows as well. I need a buffer car, so I said, you know what, we'll put the cows in there and go from there. So let's go ahead and continue on. There's a few cameras that I do have turned off, and that's just because of setup and time and everything, and for what we're about to discuss when it comes to channel news as well. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and get this train underway. And this stream is going to wrap up the grand finale of us celebrating the American 250th birthday celebration, as it's going to be this Saturday, the 4th of July. So of course we're going to pull the Freedom Train. This is going to be the last stream that we pull this particular train until we pack it up for next year. So with that, go ahead and go to around the layout. All the cameras here. So yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed just everything that's been going on with America's birthday. So much news, so many paint schemes. Feel free to chat about which one was your favorite, which class one had the best paint scheme. Me personally, I definitely love BNSF. And once again, BNSF was in the news today, which we will be talking about, which is quite it's quite an irony for this particular news. So yeah, no onboard camera as well today, because today I just wanted to showcase the model in particular, go back to roots when it comes to model railroading, and so just some casual rail fanning of our American Freedom Train. Speed up the speed here a little bit. All right. Yeah, I can't believe it's 4th of July already. Like, June was a crazy month. It was definitely a challenging month for the family. But it definitely felt like weekdays were super slow, weekends went super hypersonic, crazy speed. And yeah, absolutely crazy. So Chuck liked the BNSF one as well, and Jeff, yep, the 611, mighty classy with that wrap. It was quite a journey though. This was something that, again, I think it's once in our lifetime. Oh no. Okay. No. Okay. And already YouTube is acting up. Yay. All right, let's do this, guys. Sorry about that. Okay. So yeah, as I was saying before YouTube decided to crash on me, we've got Big Boy 4014 parked with 4012, which was an awesome sight to see. Absolutely insane. Yeah, I did see that. Yep. So Goramy, thinks that the Amtrak Acela 250 scheme was the best. There you go. And see, and that's the beauty about this hobby, is that there's something for everyone. If you love Amtrak, you got your wrap. If you like Norfolk Southern, you got 6. If you mean like Union Pacific, I mean, we got the big boy, so we'll just leave it at that. Oh man, it's been an awesome couple months covering the 250, and I hope you guys enjoyed all of our coverage here on the stream and just on the channel in general. So with that, let's go ahead and talk about a little mega project. So I've been kind of hinting at this for a while, that I've been working on this mega project. I love doing like a grand project once a year, and we got our mega project for this year. Papa John, how are you, good sir? Hopefully you are doing well. Great coverage as well. Hopefully you're doing good. All right, so let's talk about the 4th of July and what is going on. So, as I announced on the post on the channel, my mega project is 24 Frostline and Pacific Railway locomotives in 24 hours. So basically, I've got 2 trains that are going to be alternating every hour. One train is going to be pulling the American Freedom Train, and one's going to pull the American Freight Train. And so you guys will see what that all entails. I have basically used a mixture of the Icyville layout. I have used the branch line, and I've also used Rolling Line, which is a digital video game that simulates model railroading. And so with that, with the combination of all 3 assets that the Frostline Pacific Railway has, we have 24 trains coming out each hour of the 4th of July to do the grand finale on the channel to celebrate the American 250th anniversary. And so I've designed this logo here to kind of symbolize that, along with, of course, we got to go all out America on this particular mega project, and so we've got this as well. So I'm excited for this project. Again, it'll kick off on midnight on the 3rd, going into the 4th, and then each and every hour you will have a video to come out with the American Freedom Train and the American Freight Train. So I'm excited for that. Hopefully you guys are ready. There's a lot of videos coming out on the 4th to celebrate. So I am definitely looking forward to that. And yeah, that is rock and roll. Okay, so with that news, we got a couple of news that's going to be kind of on the down low, but I kind of need to talk about it. Okay, so I've kind of made the hard decision. June was a really hard month for the family, and July is going to be, it really from this point on going into October is going to be busy, just because work is ramping up for me. Right now, still debating on what to do with the house, if it's going to be up for rent, if we're going to sell it. But either way, this house, this loft of this house is a key aspect to whatever we do going into the future. And so, for the lack of a better phrase, this room has to be, you know, clean, has to be poly painted. There's some work to do in this loft. And so kind of made the hard decision, but a much necessary decision, that this is going to be the last stream until October. So I know I had originally announced that the end of July was going to be the last stream, but to be honest, guys, we're at number 80. We're celebrating the grand finale of American 250. We're going into the 4th of July. So I really wanted to go out with a bang. And so, you know what? Let's go out with a bang. So with that, this will be the last stream, and then we'll go into hibernation state up until October. Well, we'll stream again for this podcast in Louisiana. So that's the big news right now. My time is needed elsewhere to focus on, you know, for that move. and that's what we got to do. So again, I apologize if you guys were planning for 3 more streams, but I had to make the decision that this is going to be the last one until October. So with that, let's go ahead and have some fun. I do have there's one more kind of bad news that we'll go over, or some sad news, I should say. But we'll go ahead and go into the news. So again, guys, apologize, but yeah, this will be the last stream until October. But don't worry, I still have a lot of videos coming out. I still have a lot of shorts coming out that we'll celebrate. Samra will celebrate some things I still have in the queue. I have plenty of videos to get us through till October. So again, we'll ramp up the video and shorts. But the live streams are gonna have to come to a close so we can get to this loft ready to go to whatever the next chapter is gonna be of this particular property. So again, real life stuff does have to take priority over trains, but we'll go from there. Gerald, good sir, how are you? Hopefully you are doing well. So you had a meet and greet this weekend. Awesome. Yep, go out on a high note. We be at summer again. I forget you said you were going to be last time there. So right now it's tentative. The last week of July, I'll still go to Samara for that Thursday and that Saturday, because those particular, well, it'll probably just be Sunday. Thursday's gonna be an issue, but I think I'm still a go for the last Sunday of July. That'll be my last time at Samara. So, which I believe will be, let me grab the calendar here. Let's see, that'll be probably the 25th. Oh no, sorry, 26th. 26th of July. Yep, get to the grind. There you go, Papa John. Absolutely. A lot of good stuff coming out from you. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to Le News. All right, so we'll start off with some sad news. This literally broke 2 hours ago, and this one really hits home for me because really, if you guys don't know, there is a channel called New Tracks Modeling. I've shared it on the channel before. New Tracks Modeling really pushed me in the direction of where I'm at now when it comes to just doing model railroading on YouTube. This was back during COVID, and you know, there was really no clubs, there was really nothing to do. But there's a big announcement that unfortunately, Jim Kello, he was the forefather of New Tracks Modeling. He has sadly passed away. So the model railroading community lost one of its most influential voices with the passing of Jim Kello on Friday, June 26, 2026. Jim was a rare and remarkable modeler, earning every National Model Railroad Association Achievement Program award and becoming only the 7th person in the world to accomplish that distinction. As the NMRA Master Railroader 202, he represented the highest standards of craftsmanship, education, and service to the hobby. A career modeling author and scale learns new skills, share ideas, and build lasting friendships. His legacy will live on through countless modelers he encouraged, the articles he wrote, the programs he created, and the spirit of generosity he brought to the hobby he loves. So definitely salute to him, because it was him that I gained a lot of good mentorship from this channel, and I was able to know him. I got to talk to him. He was a really good dude, and he really set the groundwork for digital train shows, because New Tracks Modeling was the first to ever try it, and that's what got me onto that program. And eventually, once they stopped their Saturday shows, or let's see, it was either the Wednesday that they used to do Saturday shows, so they do Wednesday and Saturday. And once they shut down the Saturday, because I was part of that crew, that's when I kind of branched off and did this channel and decided to go in it solo. And yeah, started the Rayron Brigade through, you know, this channel. So okay, you'll be here for your last time. I appreciate that. Let's see. Time will not be your friend in a few months, as I've traveled that road many times, as you know. Yep. It's all good. Hello, Mancy Junction, good sir. How are you? Yeah, I know, right? Jim was doing good things. He was. He was the pioneer for a lot of just showcasing the scratch building, showcasing scenery work, showcasing tips and tricks, and basically, I would even dare to say that New Tracks Modeling YouTube channel was the foundation and godfather to everything else that we see in the community today. New Tracks Modeling really had some sort of influence, I think, on all of our channels, and it was a thanks to Mr. Jim Killow that really showcased what we could do. And especially when they got monetized too, they were giving out scholarships to those that go into model railroading. Like, it was a good amount of work that they were doing, and so he will be missed. Absolutely, he will absolutely be missed. It just sucks. It really does. You're gonna try to catch 4014 going home. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, sad to hear about Jim's passing. Never knew much about him, but sad that he lost no voice for the hobby. Yeah, he was a big one. Absolutely. He was primarily I believe in S scale. I could be wrong, but yeah, he was definitely, again, a master model railroader, and to achieve all of the program awards, that's crazy. He was definitely a skilled modeler. So yeah, we lost a good one in the community. Absolutely. So with that, let's go ahead and get to some more news. Heath, sometimes the news is gotta be one that it's not necessarily bad news, but we gotta share so that way we can celebrate the life, It's a new beginning in a different way. So yeah, when I saw that news, it's like, oh no. So yeah, if you haven't followed New Tracks Modeling, I highly, highly, highly recommend giving them a subscription over there. Okay, so Scale Trains has announced that in N Scale, they're coming out with more of the CSX Heritage units. So rest in peace to all the wallets to those who are CSX fans, because you get to enjoy the pain of having almost 20 plus Heritage units come to the CSX fleet. So good luck. Good luck. All right. I think we talked about this on last stream, but the one thing I really wanted to highlight from the Atlas Microtrains announcements is in HO scale, they're coming out with these box cars, and it's highlighted as a kit. And so you can see that here is the box. At the cover of the box car for the HO scale box cars. And again, they highlight that it's going to be a kit. And so the only thing I can speculate here is that it's going to be probably similar to the way we see kits from like Roundhouse, maybe Ather and Blue Box back in the day. And so I'm still not sure. And even with this announcement, they really haven't clarified what it means that this is going to be a kit. So I'm curious to see, and it's like $49 for this. So I'm interested to see what they're going to do as far as what they mean by kit. But so you met Sparky, DB Tech, and Wigwack. Awesome. All famous model railroading YouTubers. That's awesome. Absolutely awesome. All good people too. All good in their own respective ways. So yeah, more things to keep in mind. Now I think Atlas 2 is going in the right direction with microtrains. We'll see how they maintain their coupler system. I know that's been all eyes on as well. But it looks like Atlas is doing everything kind of what we hoped for when it comes to this merge and buyout and so forth. So we'll see. Again, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt, and hopefully they continue on with the microtrains legacy. But yeah, they're definitely a group. I hope to meet all of you one day. I know some of you I have met in person. Unfortunately, just moving to Louisiana doesn't get me close to the East Coast. Hopefully one day we'll go to Amherst and meet you guys over at the East Coast, but we'll see. Oh, absolutely. Anyone who achieves the MMR status, I brought some great things to the hobby. Yep. I'm starting a rumor. Atlas is going to ditch the MTL couplers and put, what was it, the AccuScale, AccuMate on everything. We'll see. So we can continue to say blame Heath if that's not correct. Fair enough. Fair enough, Papa John. All right, so that's Atlas there. So for all of you O-gaugers out there, your wallet continues to get burned by third rail models or Sunset Limited models or Sunset models, but whatever. They are coming out with their heritage fleets in O-gauge or O-scale. Good luck. I feel for you guys. This is an epic announcement in O-gauge. The fact that they're doing all the cars straight up. Yeah, they're doing every single one from Fox River to KenFX to even some of the passenger cars. There's the American boxcar. There's our dome observation. We've got the Experience of Union Pacific and just more dome cars. Yeah, it is absolutely insane. And yeah, these are the cars I wish Broadway Limited would also come out with, but they've been testing the waters with onesies and twosies. And here you have Sunset models, all in brass, coming out with pretty much the whole train. So props to them for realizing that there's quite a need for these particular cars. But I feel so sorry for O-gaugers out there. So you can get it in either 2-rail or 3-rail cars. So you can see all of the selections that you have. Yeah, absolutely crazy. So it looks like you got 2 different sets you can buy. You've got set A and set B. Oh, look at that. You're 800 away after this weekend. Let's try to get them to 1,000. So you're 200 away. You can get there. Did I talk about the O-scale Norfolk and Western J that third rail is doing? Not O-scale, no. I missed that announcement. So let's see here. So we got some heavyweight coaches, Frisco. Interesting. It looks like they're doing their own club thing too. Oh, goodness gracious. That's actually, hang on. There's actually quite a bit of announcements here. So looks like they're doing the Bell, Norfolk Southern. They're doing all 6, looks like, or 3 of them. They got the Freedom, Lady Liberty, and the Bell, Norfolk Southern. Man, I'm so happy I'm not in the O-scale right now. This would just drain me dry. So yeah, a little bit on the O-scale side of the house. Okay, this one hits close to home too because I used to live in Minot, North Dakota back in the day. So if you're in the Magic City, if I remember correctly, they are up and coming their Magic City Express locomotive that's in their park right now. So if you're in that neck of the woods, you'll have a rideable train coming to your park. Okay, so we've got this interesting announcement from Trains. So Trains.com has decided that they're going to do some digital-only magazines for a couple of months. So they said as part of these efforts, the September 2026 and February 27 issues will appear exclusively in our digital format on Trains.com and a Trains web through that particular website and a new Trains iOS app. So unfortunately, I think we're getting to the point where we're starting to see magazines slowly fade away, and then we're just going to have, you know, R2. The railroad, oh man, I'm blanking on the names, but anyways, the paper format is slowly becoming a dinosaur. This video Sunday caught the B&O, or B&O Heritage Unit. Oh wow, I'm glad I'm not an O-scale either, right? Digital only spells the end of the magazine. Then it. I don't know. I just don't know what the sales look like when they go to digital only. A lot of that is kind of just masked behind the scenes, so I don't know. I don't know. But again, it's like everything else. Everything else is going digital. We're starting to see a lot of these magazines go digital. Today in the gaming sphere, we had some really big news that, you know, Sony PlayStation, Xbox are planning to go digital only. Sony kind of redacted their statement on that though, but we're slowly living in a digital world. And this is why I love this hobby, because even though our prices are going up, yeah, we have pre-orders that we got to do, we still own these models. Like, we can actually physically hold them. Changing of the guard. All right, these photos come from Mr. Pete here. And so 4014 basically did 2 positions for you guys to take photo ops over at Steamtown, but the big boy is on its way to the next stop for the 4th of July celebrations. I believe it left Steamtown yesterday or today, but still some great epic shots. This is probably something that's once in a lifetime shots. We probably won't see this again, especially if the merger doesn't happen. But yeah, having 2 big boys next to each other, it's been decades since we've seen this. So definitely great to see all these photos, all the archives that we're going to get out of it. Yeah, just it's a great time to be into railroading. Okay, so yeah, here's some of more Sunset models, 3-rail. They're coming out with their low-scale EMD GP30s as well. So if your wallet wasn't broken enough from the UP Heritage that they've announced, they're also kicking out their GP30s as well. So this is definitely an up-and-coming manufacturer that I think they're worth taking a serious look into. They're slowly becoming a brand that's slowly on par with, you know, Lionel, with MTH, and so forth when it comes to O-scale. But yeah, absolutely crazy what they're doing out there. Hey, CM-Track, how are you, good sir? Hopefully you are doing well. It's awesome to see 4014. Oh, absolutely. I got to see 4014 with Bree in Houston, Texas when it came down here a couple years ago. And it's already been two years ago. Absolutely insane. So, got that one documented and got a video on the channel for that. So, talk about more GP30s over in the HO world. We've got the 4 new products here for pre-order. You've got the River Counter GP30 from Scale Trains. We've got a Haikyuu boxcar right here. We've got this beautiful detailed butterfly one here. That's pretty cool. Looks like they're sponsoring. Let me see here. Really no details there, but pretty cool design. I probably will grab this eventually. And then we got another freight car here. So yeah, definitely cool there from Scale Trains. So I think another big announcement, I'm quite surprised by this one. So Bowser announced earlier today that, again, Division from English is doing their next run of product. So we've got this Dispatcher Shop's N9 collection. This is a transfer caboose, and they've got a whole bunch of offerings here. From Penn Central to Conrail to Harbor, and then to these non-decaled ones. This is quite an interesting announcement because, for one, this is actually pretty expensive in my opinion. All right, YouTube, come on. Sorry guys, my connection is not 100%. It's always been this time slot. Like, I haven't had any issues with this time slot on Tuesdays, when it comes to 7 to 9, but from 8 to 10, man, YouTube has just been kicking me off. Really interesting. So sorry about that, guys. Okay, so yeah, we got these transfer cabooses. And what's interesting about this is that, like I said, it's 130, which is probably the highest MSRP I've seen for a caboose. I think the last run of like Bachman or I believe it was Rapido, I think, had cabooses that were in the $100 range. But for 130, that's I think that's high. But apparently, these were actually in high demand. That most of the comments here have been actually really positive. Like, there's over 76 comments, and most of them have actually been really positive, especially for the harbor transfer cabooses. Yeah, so okay. I'm definitely wrong that the people will, you know, if the demand's there and they want it, capitalism, baby. So yeah, that's a very interesting announcement from Bowser. Very, very interesting. Okay, so this is quite an interesting announcement. I don't know. Let me go here and see if I can get West Coast, East Coast. Okay. Oh wow, there's actually a lot of things in here. Okay, so Broadway Limited. Let's talk about them, because I'm not sure how I want to take this. So back in the day, when it comes to like small decals, parts, if you want to fine tune a particular, let's say, freight car or so forth, manufacturers back in the day would give you the extra pieces that you need, so that way you can customize to whatever railway that you want in one product. So yeah, Rapidos are in the $100 range for the cabooses, but not gonna lie, not as high as Bowser. Yeah, that's 130. I think is pushing it for freight, for a piece of freight equipment, essentially. So the only thing you're buying new is the Walters NASA train. I'll be on the hunt for the train shows and hobby shops in the used section. Yeah, that Walters solid rocket booster announcement was incredible, because that train fits my lore perfectly. And I'm thanking God right now that's coming out next year in 2027. Of winter of next year, so it'll give me time to get it. Isn't the Class 1 Model Works cabooses like 130 each? You know what? I totally forgot about Class 1 Model Works. I think you're right. I think you're right. Let me see. So I could be wrong. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Oh, no. Ooh. Okay, I stand corrected. And then some. MSRP is 150. So that's actually the highest I've seen. But I understand too that they have so much details inside and outside. They try to make it as prototypical as possible. They're putting sounds in these things now. So I guess I can understand it, but I won't pay that much. I'm that type of person when it comes to freight cars. I will buy an Athearn Blue Box any day of the week and call it good. So I'm definitely biased on that front. I'm not a detail-oriented type of person, because half the time I'll break off these details. So more power to you if you really love the details. I mean, you definitely are eating well when it comes to as prototypical as possible. But it's just not for me. Not for me at all. Okay, so what's interesting about this is that if you want to get the West Side Tour or the East Side Tour Broadway Limited Big Boy and the particular shields in the front, you have to get them on different models. So East Coast versus West Coast. Many of you have been asking about the difference between East Coast and West Coast tour version of the HO scale Big Boy. The primary difference between the two models is UP shielded mounted in the front, a locomotive just below the headlight. As shown in the images below, the East Coast version had special Union Pacific. Okay, talking about the details of the crest. West Foes and the crest got that. HO scale Big Boys is shaping up to be one of the most anticipated. Yet we know that. If you're planning to add one to your layout, be sure to contact your favorite BL dealer and place your pre-order today. Okay, that's fine. So, again, I am neutral for a reason, and I will call out BS when I see it. And I think this is actually BS that they did it this way because, in my humble opinion, just giving the model and have an extra piece of the shields for me to decide which side I want, or for the customer, what I would actually do is put a little magnetic a piece of magnet on both the behind the shield on both of them and on the actual body, so that way you can just magnetize your shield, and that way you can interchange from east side west side. So what they end up doing is that, okay, you're changing a piece of the detail shield, and then so if you want both the east and the west, you have to pay $800 each, which I think is insane. So again, this, I know 100% that this is a business decision, not necessarily one that I agree with. Because now you're forcing the customers like, oh, do I really want east or really want west? But if I want both, then you have to shell out almost $1,600. Again, this is all MSRP, but kind of insane. So not necessarily a fan of that. Let's see. Tangent cabooses aren't cheap as well. Crazy me you get a brass caboose for that much. Yeah, and that's a great point, Jeff, is that now we're getting to the point that these caboose prices are basically equal to a brass caboose that I've been seeing. And I understand too that brass, you know, it is what it is for the collector side. And with the other ones that are being manufactured, you get for what you hope, a good quality product, one that's been tested. You get metal wheels, you get all the details, sound, and whistles, and you know, it's ready to run right out of the box. Whereas the brass, if you want to get that detail and so forth, it's going to take time. So again, where do you want to save? Do you want to save on time, or do you want to save on money? You saw used Atherin RTR on eBay for $150. Nice. Let's see. So tired of the big boys. Getting a lot of money. Again, the big boy is needed because, again, we go back to what we talked about our last stream with KR models, that these are hot sellers right now, and it allows for corporation or manufacturers, I should say, to invest in other products. So again, but I think there is a limit to how far we take that. Like splitting the east and west tours to maximize your tooling, to maximize potentially your profits. I think this is a little too far in that direction, that, okay, we're going to switch out one shield, and that's going to be the difference between one little decal, and that's what's going to be the difference between west and east. I think that is a little too much. So you put yourself on a 90-day buying freeze. The costs are insane right now. I started building model aircraft again. They're not as expensive as trains. Yeah, I agree with you there. Yeah, I'm on a freeze right now just because there's just so much going on in life. But what scale, Gormy? So back in the day with my pops, we did 172 scale model aircraft. So I got like the B-52, KC-135, 747. Such a good scale. And some other announcement here that got under the radar is that we got 4014 with the smoke deflectors that they're going to be coming out with. But my God, almost $1,000. Ugh. Never thought I'd see the day that it'll be $1,000 big boy. Ouch. 172 bombers and 148 World War II fighters. Nice. So I'm a nerd when it comes to World War II. So in 172 scale, I've also got the B-24, B-25. Then I've got a Spitfire. Yeah. Pretty cool. But yeah, big boy with the smoke deflectors. Absolutely insane. It's just one of those things that when it comes to model airplanes, it's like the Walther's kit in model railroading. You buy so much of it, and then you have a storage hobby store of all the ones that you still got to build. So. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. Let me go to all the cameras. Oops, let me switch it to here. Okay, now we're good. But yeah, so I don't know how I feel about... I'm going to take a look at the Facebook comments here. Yeah, and people are already asking, it's like, hey, can the West and East Coast shields just be available as a part for people to use older runs and install on their own BLI big boys? I mean, that's a good question too. Let's see. People got it on order. People wanted it in scale. So would it be possible to supply just a shield, eagle, and flags on HO scale so we can apply them to our current versions? And the same thing with smoke deflectors. Would there be a way ones that can clip on and be able to be removed? And you know BLI is going to say no. I mean, they're already trying to market it. Yeah. So the general feel of this announcement, I think, kind of falls in line to what my concerns are, is that they're milking it. This is a little bit of an overkill when it comes to milking the big boy. I think this is kind of egregious the more I think about it. That, yeah, we're going to change this shield, and that's going to be the only difference between the east side and west side. It's like, come on. But is what it is. Is what it is. Okay, so we got some more footage of 4014 being all steamed up, and this was pretty cool too. So this comes from the official Union Pacific Facebook group here, and so we had the Baldwin steam locomotive number 26, and they kind of did a farewell departure. They both were going side by side as 4014 drift off into the sunsets. But here you get that great photo opportunity of the 060 with 4014 and 4012. What a great opportunity there. Timothy, welcome. Sorry, I saw you came in there. Welcome, good sir. How are you? Hopefully you're doing well. But yeah, this is what a time to be in the United States. I know I've also got a lot of international viewers as well. I am based in the United States, so again, there's a lot of United States news, so apologize if I'm missing news that are in the international world, but we have so much heritage, so much history, breaking photography, videography. We got so many paint schemes that came out over 250. It's been a great time for railway enthusiasts. It's just, there's so much eye candy out there. Absolutely incredible. Okay, so a little bit of news in the N-scaled world. So Kato is, they've announced their Screaming Eagle and their Air Force One paint schemes of the CN diesels from Canadian National. So we're starting to see N-scale get some love with the paint schemes. Awesome that Kato is the one that's doing this as well. I fully believe that Kato is probably the best manufacturer in N-scale right now. Now that Microtrains has been bought out by Atlas, but we'll see how that goes. But Kato, I think, is the king when it comes to N-scale. So great to see that all you N scalers out there are getting some love when it comes to the 250th celebration. Okay, so we got something completely out of left field, and I just want to preface this that I'm not going to the politics of this whatsoever. I'm just going after, wow, this was something that we haven't seen in centuries, I think. Is that a safe thing to say? Maybe, let me see, century, 19, no, I'll say a couple decades. We'll do it that way. So the president of the US of A actually rode a train that was pulled by the BNSF Heritage Unit. So there's a lot. It's always a fun time on the stream when we can bash Union Pacific. I love Union Pacific to death, but the 1776 unit I can always bash on. And I want to bash on them again. And that the President of the United States rode BNSF for a, political campaign, all that stuff. Again, not going to go into the weeds of that. But I find it deeply ironic that Union Pacific made 45-47, and it was BNSF that took, I think, the first ride of President Trump. I think that is hilarious, to say the least. But anyways, look at these coaches. I want these coaches. Look at this, United States of America, 1776 to 2026. If you divorce the political meaning of all this, these coaches are absolutely stunning from BNSF. So there was two cars. You had this coach, and then you had this observation. And I'm a little bit of a history nerd, and so here is the observation at the end here, and it's like that screamed like when FDR was doing his tour, when I think Theodore Roosevelt also, I think, went on a train. But it's just like, these coaches are gorgeous. It fits my theme and the Frost Line Pacific Railways colors really well, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So again, I think props to BNSF. Like, they have single-handedly undermined UP in all aspects. And I love these locomotives. They're so... Every time I see them, I see something new and different, unique about it, and it just blows me away. Yeah, those coaches are sweet. BNS definitely knocked out of the park, yeah. They did it right, man. I mean, just think about it. We could have had a modern... This gives me the American Orient Express vibes with these coaches. Like, way to go, BNSF. Yeah, even Norfolk Southern, yeah. Yep. So, massive amounts of props to BNSF. All right, and finally, one last bit of news is one of the staple hobby stores, Midwest Model Railroad, had a special announcement that also broke 3 hours ago. So a lot of news broke today. So I'm kind of glad we were able to push the stream to today, because then we can cover all this news. But we've got at Midwest Model Railroad, again, not sponsored, we've always believed the hobby shop experience should feel exciting, personal, and welcoming. Over 25,000 square foot home is being designed around exactly that idea. Our new location will feature a dedicated showroom space where customers can explore new arrivals, feature products, displays, and staff recommendations in a comfortable retail environment. From there, our team will provide more personalized, concierge, whatever, shopping experience unlike anything else in the hobby. And to my understanding, this new space, I think, is also going to have a train club. I think, I can't remember if it was Midwest Model that did that, but yeah, it's absolutely insane that they're going to get this bigger space. It's 25,000 square feet. That's absolutely nuts for a hobby store. I mean, we're getting onto the levels as probably as big as the Train Z Super Warehouse. So yeah, that's really encouraging to see. Absolutely encouraging to see. So yeah, that's all the news I was able to fish out from Facebook. I think I've got some on YouTube that we need to discuss really quick here. Let me just double check. I know we talked about the Atlas. But yeah, let's take a look at good old YouTube's. All right, let's go here, here, you. Okay, yeah, we gotta talk about that. We talked about microtrains. We talked about Walthers. Okay, yeah. So the one thing I kind of wanted to highlight, and I'll share the link on. Let me share this link to you guys. So one of our community members, one of our family members, I should say, of this channel, shared a video showcasing the BSP Railroad. So this is the Big Sky and Pacific. Now that name should sound familiar to you guys. So this is LNA RY Productions. Again, if you're watching the stream, good sir, appreciate this showcasing this club, or this private layout, I should say. It's not really a club. But this is the one that's going to be in Shreveport, Louisiana. And he basically goes through and highlights the massive layout that's here in Shreveport. And I am hopeful to join this private layout because they're going to do I'm 100% kind of confident that this is going to be an operational focused layout. So you know, my content may change from fun runs to operational focus videos, and that's even if I can get permission, because when it comes to private layouts, that's a whole nother animal when it comes to permissions and respecting privacy and all that. But this is a 75 by 100 foot layout. Travis Adventure on YouTube. How are you, good sir? Welcome, welcome. No, we're just kind of wrapping up the news, celebrating the 250th anniversary of railroading. And so there's just a lot of focus on the heritage units. We got the Union Pacific Big Boy that's going out in town. And we kind of talked about all the model railroading news and announcements. And so right now, we're just talking about this one particular layout that's in Shreveport, Louisiana. The big reason why I focus on this is because I am moving from San Antonio, Texas to Shreveport, Louisiana. And this one is right in my backyard. So I'm excited, I'm hopeful for it, but again, we'll see. But I want to share that link because this is the first walkthrough that I've seen of the updated BSP slash SU line, SUU, I believe, of this railroad. But this is a gigantic layout. I think it's going to be, I was thinking it was going to be 3, but I think it's going to be 2 layers. So yeah, absolutely insane. You guys can go check that link out and leave a like and all that fun jazz. But yeah, I'm really hopeful to be a part of this group, but we'll see. We shall see. So you guys will see hopefully the journey with that. All right. With that, I think we're approaching the end of the news segment. So if you have any news that you want to share, if I missed anything, feel free to highlight it in the chat. We will go over it and talk about it. But yeah, definitely been an interesting times when it comes to all this. So as I stated earlier, guys, for those of you who are just joining us, I am Rayron with this HO scale layout here. This layout has been here in San Antonio for the last 4.5 years, and we are concluding that long journey over, my goodness, I want to say it's been about 80 episodes. I think this Icy Railway podcast started here in this room. A little bit different. The camera angle is a little bit different. It's been a wonderful time here. There were some good times. There was definitely some really down low, ugly times. But the time has come to an end. And so, like I said, this is the last stream from San Antonio. Originally, I said it was going to be the last week of July, but I need July to start focusing on getting this house squared away for the next chapter. But, so yeah. This layout is a Freemo modular based. I love Freemo modulars because it can be portable, it can be modular, you can change it however you like. And so I will be documenting that journey on my Facebook posts, or not Facebook posts, sorry, YouTube posts. I'll document that journey going through. So that way you guys can see just how portable and convenient it is to have a modular layout. I'm about 90% sure that the next alliteration of what I call this layout, Icyville. Icyville is a town, a mythical town that I have created as part of the fantasy freelance railroad that I've created called the Frostline and Pacific Railway. I have 6 episodes of what I call the core lore, describing basically the backstory of my railroad. And Icyville is this layout of the name of the town. It originally was in Snowville, Utah, which is actually a real town, but my story takes it a different way. And yeah, we did operations on this layout. We had drone cameras on this layout. The journey of this layout was quite special. I am 90% positive that it's probably going to be a point-to-point for the next one. I don't think I'm going to be able to have the space I need to have a full circle, but that's fine. We will adapt. I'm going to definitely get the motorman. That motorman's going to be a key piece into the next layout to go back and forth that I need. And then we also got Camp Pico, which is that 7 mainline track that I have downstairs. That's going to be a key piece for the next Icyville, because then we can have several locomotives going at once versus just having our dedicated main one. And we can run any type of train in HO scale, period. Once I get the HOM and HON 30 dual track layouts from overseas. So really, really excited for the next chapter. Yeah, I will definitely try. So yeah, and again, the mega project, we've got 30 American Freedom Train, or excuse me, 24 American Freedom Train videos coming out. One will come out each hour, and we will celebrate the grand finale of the 250 here on the channel with a marathon of videos coming out every hour on Saturday to celebrate the 4th of July. Definitely excited for that. Hope your movie is better than you hope. Yeah, I think it will be. I'm excited for the next chapter. Definitely a lot of shouts and a lot of respect and shout outs to San Antonio. San Antonio by far is a model railroading heaven. The 3 clubs that I was a part with for most of my time here, San Antonio Model Railroad Association being the biggest. We've got Texas Transportation Museum, and we got Elmendorf. Those 3 clubs all showcase model railroading in 3 completely different ways, and so you have so many options when it comes to this city. And then, man, we almost have a train show once a quarter, year round. From New Braunfels to the Samra train shows to the NMRA. We have a fantastic NMRA division that's here in San Antonio. We've got plenty of lone wolf layouts here in San Antonio. It is absolutely incredible the amount of model railroading that happens here. And you do have 2 good stores too. And it's been an epic adventure. Yep. 4.5 years, 80 episodes into this layout, because I think episode 1 of the Icy Railway podcast started in this room. I appreciate it, Go Army. Yeah, I appreciate the kind words. We will do our best. So. But yeah, absolutely been a wild ride. And then with all the shorts too, like the Samra was a great layout. Just the most scenic, one by far the biggest layout that I had the pleasure and opportunity of running on. Samra's got a really good just setup on how a club should be. Yeah, I know you want to, Jeff. Well, again, I'm just not sure. Life has been kind of hard lately, so we'll see. It's just been hectic. Sometimes I can't even plan day to day. It's just things are changing that fast. So we'll see what we can do. But yeah, I think I'm officially done running trains at Samra. I think actually my membership ends at the end of July anyways. Yeah. So yeah, I think my membership ends in July. So I think I've got my last train video done, or my last like one that I've actually ran on that layout. But yeah, it's bittersweet. So yeah, if you're looking for a good railroading city, San Antonio is by far really, really good. But it's just really hot. That's the one thing. And you don't have basements because the city's made out of foundation of clay. Moving a little bit closer to Ohio. So the funny thing about it is moving to Louisiana with Shreveport, you know, I'm only about 8 hours away, I think, from San Antonio, so I could still probably go to train shows, but the thing that really unlocks is that I can finally get to train shows in Dallas, in Plano, in Grapevine. So there's still train shows that we can hit over in Dallas, and then there's still like 3 or 4 stores in Dallas that I can go to. Because Dallas is only going to be like 3 hours away from Shreveport, 2.5 on a good day. And the good thing about Shreveport is that we'll be moving closer to Grandpa Rails. We'll be closer to, I believe, oh man. So I'm forgetting the name. We'll be closer to Little Rock, Arkansas with Colonel Cotton Belt. We'll definitely be closer to Steve Childers up in Omaha. Not Omaha. Oklahoma City. Jesus. Oklahoma. Do I see the Samurai layout when I can, even if it's for once or twice a year? Yeah. It's an incredible layout. Their DCC system may not be best, but so I haven't visited the club in Temple, so I know that one's going to be close too. Yeah, we're about 4 hours away from New Orleans. But yeah, I've been to the Temple train show, but I haven't seen the club. So how far? That's a good question. Shreveport to Temple. Oh, so that's only 4 hours. That's not bad either. 4 hours and 18 minutes. And then see Shreveport to New Orleans. Yeah, well, yeah, definitely closer to New Orleans. So that's almost a 4 or 5 hour drive. San Antonio to New Orleans, 8 hours. Yeah, so we're definitely closer. Yeah, let's check out New Orleans if possible. Yep, great times. And yeah, Texas Transportation Museum not only has an HO layout, but they also have O gauge, but it's kind of small. But still, if you're into O gauge, they've got N scale, T track, and a dedicated layout, which is pretty cool. You want to go on Dallas one of these days? Dallas is a beautiful. I love Dallas. As a matter of fact, I'm going up to Dallas this weekend too for the 4th. Visit family. And so yeah, we've been taking a lot of trips to Dallas recently. So what I will say is that everything that's in my control is on track. But again, life has the cards to play too, and we can only play what is dealt to us. And so for now, everything's on track. But yeah, as far as the future of the channel is concerned, like I said, more than likely it's going to be point to point, and also probably going to be focusing a lot on scenery moving forward as well. I've been wanting to get into scenery a lot. I've got that itch to do scenery, and with Camp Pico's tracks laid down, kind of want to work on that. But you were in Austin once. Austin is one of those cities that it is congested really bad. Austin's like downtown skyline is absolutely gorgeous, but man, the traffic is absolutely terrific. It is bad. So yeah, Dallas is awesome. Austin didn't have much in the way of model railroading per se. They do have a few things, but they do have a scenic railroad that's in Austin, but I keep forgetting to go to it and probably won't be able to go to it. Let's see what else. And as far as Shreveport's concerned, it's basically that BSP is the only thing in that town. And then there's Hobby Lobby. So definitely short on the model railroading stores in that area. There's really no clubs. Like I said, even that BSP is not really a club. It's a private layout. So we will definitely be downsizing, but again, I want to showcase just how versatile model railroading is. And I have to go from there. Oh yeah, the highway system's absolutely insane. San Antonio, Austin, Dallas, basically I-35 is the heart of a good chunk of Texas cities. And then you got I-10 that goes from San Antonio over to Houston. But yeah, our road systems is absolutely insane. It's the biggest spaghetti bowl out there. You rode your motorcycle out there, yeah. Especially if you're going over like an intersection of two major interstates. Oh, it's absolutely insane. I think we actually have the highest overpass too in the nation. At least definitely in Texas, but yeah, I absolutely enjoyed this day. I'm gonna miss Texas. But you know, it's one of those things that it's time to continue exploring other parts of the US. And so, yep, my job has me going to the next phase of my career. So, again, I do this for fun. This is just a pure passion and hobby of mine. We're working on getting partnership. It's just the view hours are about 2,000 hours away. But again, that doesn't matter to me. I'm having fun. We're building up the family, and I appreciate you guys coming along on this crazy ride. It's just amazing. The last 4.5 years, let's just think about what happened. Like, we had 4014 excursions. We had the rise in AI. We had the rise in all these manufacturers getting so much details out. 4014 having elephant ears. Now white wall wheels. We have so many different paint schemes. We've got so many freelance railroads as a result of AI. We've got so much that is blooming in those 4.5 years. It's absolutely insane, the journey. Absolutely insane. Yeah, absolutely agree. Yeah, I think Austin is the worst city for traffic. If not, then it's definitely Dallas. But I think personally, Austin's the worst. But I think you'll get that in all major cities here in Texas. Houston's bad, Dallas is bad. Austin, I think, is the worst. But that's because Austin has choke points when it comes to interstates. Oh, so we got King's Hobbies in Austin. Used to be a decent train store. No, moved. I've not been to their new location. I had never heard of them. Yeah, I'm not finding anything. Oh yeah, you're the king of all the cabooses out there. Oh, I think I know the one you're talking about, Chuck. Yeah, I forgot about that store. I went to it one time, and it was okay. Yeah, I totally forgot about them. Yeah, it's King Hobbies on North Lamar. Yeah, yep. I forgot about them. I got, I think one of my passenger cars from them. UP. And I got their shells too. Yeah, I totally forgot about them. Yeah, so many. Yep. So kind of the game plan is once we get to Shreveport, I want to get the layout up. It's either going to be an L-shaped or U-shaped. Because again, it's probably going to be, more than likely, it's going to be a bedroom that I'll occupy. And point to point. But I want to have it operational before I stream again. But let's see. Yeah, 1 second. Okay, you're good. It used to be on the far north side. The place I remember was on the north. Oh my goodness, northeast side. It was like an industrial space. Turk Austin used to have the First Hobbies as well, but I think they closed. Yeah. Let me see something here. Actually, I could probably just do this. Yeah, let me just keep it on that one. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So yeah. And then, like I said, scenery is probably going to be a big focus, but I'm really wanting to get Camp Pico squared away. So you found a new store in Angelo, Indiana. Nice. Very nice. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I forgot. So there's a few other things on the channel that I posted about. 2 hours away. Yeah. And see, that's gonna be my situation when I go to Shreveport, is that I think my closest is gonna be also 2 hours away. So, you know, again, it's one of those things that really took this hobby stores in San Antonio for granted because it's only like 10, 15 minutes away. So, but it is what it is. Okay, so some few other picks that I posted. So I decided to get a HON3, I believe, refrigerator car. Yeah. So this is a kit for HON3, and I just wanted to showcase. This is ME track that has a dual gauge, so we got HO standard and HON3 track. So you guys can see the scale difference between the two. So those are the trucks for HON3, and this is just one of your standard switchers. And yeah, the scale really gets represented when you put it side by side. Oh, cool. You went to the NYC museum. Yeah, absolutely. All right, and then let's see. So again, I got the HON3 reefer. We've got the SD60 Proto 2000 diesel here. I got them from Angelo, or oh man, I can't. One of the stores in Dallas. I got these from. But yeah, definitely some good finds. But yeah, definitely. So this guy right here, this is Camp Pico modular. It's basically a tabletop modular that I kind of designed. And it has 7 main lines. And so this is going to be a staple in the next layout. So from that point to point, this will probably be the centerpiece that we're going to heavily focus on. One of these 2 sidings will be connected to the actual main line, and then we'll be running the other ones back and forth. So there'll be a lot of motor mends that I'll need to get to make my vision kind of work. And then the only one I can't really automate is our AC 3-rail Markland track here. This is the K track that has the center pickup. But the vision is there. The vision is to run anything in HO scale. And then the last 2 would be HOM and HON30. So really can start focusing on all types of manufacturers from Australia, Sweden, UK with the HON30 lineup. So I'm really excited to truly go international. So yes and no. I want to do, the thing is that with my modulars, they're only going to be 12 inches wide. It's really hard to do switching moves, but potentially. Right now, the way I envision it is we'll probably have this modular to my right, which is the 3-to-1 modular, the testing range modular. That one's going to be on one end, and the wave modular in front of me is going to be on the other end as well, and the middle is going to be Camp Pico. So we may not have a circle, but we're going to have this modular that we can start showcasing off international locomotives. And once I get all the setup I need, we'll have one mainline train going point to point back and forth, and then we'll have these other ones getting automated to go back and forth on that one modular. So really, it's going to be a hybrid point to point of Icyville and the second layout with 7-track mainline. Because again, that's all part of my, what do I want my final layout to be? And obviously, we're not going to get that set up in Shreveport. That's just not going to happen. Shreveport is kind of a stepping stone into whatever the final place could potentially be. but I've got ideas. And so that's kind of looking into the future. Yeah, international is pretty cool, huge variety, and that's what I want. Originally, I followed the advice of, and don't get me wrong, this is great advice. It's just take things with a grain of salt. So, you know, I kind of followed the mindset of I wanted a circle layout. I wasn't ever to point to point. And then, you know, when it comes to collecting, a lot of people say, well, just collect things that are in a certain era. Collect things that are, you know, maybe one railroad, maybe collect things, you know, X, Y, and Z. And honestly, great advice. Absolutely great advice. And you know me, I tend to push the limits of what I want to do. And so I find myself being really constrained to just collecting the Union Pacific family tree. And I said, no, I want to collect a wide variety, but I want it to make sense as well. And that's where the whole idea of the Frost Line and Pacific Railway came into place, because that entire storyline allowed me to start collecting anything and everything, because in my fantasy railroad, basically the whole northern continent had this one giant nationalized railroad, and right now we're in the era of what I call the rainbow era, very similar to like how Amtrak started, that they were just collecting pieces of passenger cars, engines from all different class ones, and you had the rainbow trains. What I'm showcasing in present day now is that era when it comes to the Frost Line Pacific Railway. We have collected a mass amount of equipment that we're just mix and matching and see what sticks on the wall. And so eventually we'll start branching out to other things. And that's why you see here that I've got a British locomotive, that I've got the sweetest famous crocodile, is because the Frost Line Pacific Railway was trying to collect all of these locomotives to deal with the great freeze that happened in the 90s of my fantasy timeline. And in my timeline, we've also invested in electrical, we've invested in the bullet trains, we would invest in the narrow gauge, and so that allows me to expand into what I really want to do and also get bullet trains on this layout. Kato's been going crazy with HO announcements recently. That's like, oh, I want to get, but again, we play the cards that life plays us, and at the moment it's just not in the cards. But I'm excited. I appreciate that, Travis. Yep, collect collections. So I'm sticking 100% to model railroading. In the past, I would collect like anime figures. You guys know I'm big into Pokemon, Sailor Moon stuff. I would collect manga, but it got to the point that I just need to focus on one, and obviously that's model railroading. It is my dominant hobby. Let's see, your idea of your layout is an International Railroad Testing Center. That was my excuse for having foreign power. There you go. You want more British and green engines. So I've got plenty. Let's just say I bought a lot from another member of the club who was trying to get rid of a lot of his 00 gauge locomotives. And that's why what was so important for this modular was to have a wide variety of track. And so I'll show you guys kind of this plan is what we're going with. We needed that code 100 for 00 gauge, especially the older British locomotives with the pizza flanges and so forth. And so these modules are going to allow me to run anything that I want. So this is going to be a big player in the next layout we do. So the typo, oh, sorry, German engines, gotcha. When I thought green, I was just thinking about obviously the British locomotives had a lot of green, famous locomotives. Yeah, the German locomotives are really nice too. So you can kind of see this was currently the plan. So high-speed code 100 Atlas track. This just reminds me that I got to make sure that on my turns I got to embank them a little bit with some styrene, so that way we can run high-speed bullet trains from Japan. And on that similar note, Amtrak's bullet train as well with the Acela. ME dual track that you guys saw, so that way we can get into standard and HON3 for American narrow gauge. We've got code 100 and code 83. These two are going to be, depending on which modular they're on, it's either going to be ME code 100, Walther's code 100, we said Atlas, Pico, because I want to showcase going from one code 100 manufacturer track to another, how those locomotives respond to that. There you go, you're collecting YouTube friends with layouts. There you go. And then in Europe, there's a company called Tillig that creates dual track for HOM and HOE. HOE is also HON30, which is N-gauge. And these dual track also have standard gauges. So again, this gives me the most flexibility, capabilities that I could ever dream of in HO scale. And obviously K-track for the Markland, both analog and digital. So that's the beauty of the system, is that when I go to wire it all, these will all be able to either flip from DC to DCC, or if we're talking the Markland K-track, it could be analog to digital. And you guys can kind of see, let's go to a post here. Let me see if I can find it right here. So we've got, I don't know why I can't zoom in. So you can kind of see the future of where we're going. Eventually we'll have like a master command station, maybe a tray that we'll put on that'll allow me to switch from DC to DCC. So we got the analog Markland controller, we've got the Digitrax DCC, and then I've got a ton of DC controllers. So we're ready to go. We're ready to go. So this is all going to be incorporated into the next layout when we go to Shreveport. So this modular, couple of modulars from Icyville Circle, they will both be combined to the new point-to-point from there. So your idea is Norfolk Western in 1955. There you go. And see, that's the beauty about, I always talk about it. You are limited by your own imagination when it comes to this hobby. You can create whatever you want. Okay, BCA Parts, take it easy. Thank you, BCA Parts, for everything. You can catch on replay, and yeah, we'll talk to you behind the scenes, good sir. Appreciate it. So yeah, BCA Parts, this is going to be the last stream until probably October. Yeah, we're calling this the final stream because I know it was supposed to be the last week of July, but the reality of it was this is going to be a last stream, and then we're going to go on hiatus until October, November, December timeframe. We will be back before the end of the year because I want to do my IC Awards live stream. I want to do my Christmas train. We're coming back guaranteed in December. Whether if we have a layout, but we'll see. Oh, you caught the Norfolk and Western Heritage unit. Nice. And considering that this is episode 80, this is the finale of the American 250 celebration. I think I wanted to go out with a bang, and honestly, this is a good place to, let's put a pin in it, and let's see you guys again at the end of the year. And again, content will still come to the channel. We got plenty of shorts. I've got plenty of posts to make to talk about the story of disassembling this. and probably assembling the new layout. Plenty of shorts still from Samara to get uploaded. So there will still be plenty of content coming on the channel. Just again, if you want to see it, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff, because YouTube is weird from time to time getting that stuff out. And so honestly, that is the best way to know what's going on. I appreciate BCF Parts. Yeah, there'll be plenty of pictures, plenty of things to talk about. So again, I use, oops, let me do this, go to channel. All right, Grumpy Sleeping Mud, take it easy. And I will also announce too when I will go live, because I don't know if I'll keep the Tuesday slot. I don't know if I'll do the Wednesday slot. Thursday, I just don't know when the new time is going to be. I just don't know. And also, don't forget, the mega project is going to start this Saturday as well. So again, plenty of content coming down. Plenty. So yeah, I will do a lot of posts on the channel, so you can see where to find it here. And again, I'll just give you guys a lot of updates here like I've been doing. So you saw it 3 months ago. Nice. And there's a lot of cool things coming up. There's a lot of new tech that's coming out that I want to invest in. Yeah, I'm really excited. Unfortunately, we didn't meet our goal of the year. My big goal for the year was try to get an engine painted in the FPR paint scheme. I'm just not in the position to do that. I'll be in a better position once we move to Shreveport, because a lot of it's going to be focused on getting the Frostline Pacific Railway from a rainbow railroad to an actual, let's get the paint scheme going, let's get some box cars. Like the HON3 reefer car, I'm going to paint that in the FPR paint scheme. So that'll be the first of many to paint coming up. And start looking like a proper fantasy freelance railroad. Like I said, now we're just borrowing from all sorts of different Class 1 railroads. Like today, the FPR is using an NS honoring veterans unit to pull the American Freedom Train, so that rainbow era. But yeah, definitely sad that you know, this chapter of the railroad is coming to an end, but again, ready for the next one. Let's see, well, that's far out. I don't have any Civil War reenactments until fall. Interesting. Are you planning to paint some rolling stock into the FPR livery? Abso-freaking-lutely. Yep. Because if you think about it, in my universe, FPR became nationalized, and so they started, it's just like any other railroad. They'll use the stuff that other Class 1s had. They'll eventually do patch outs. So I'm going to do some boxcars that are patched in the FPR livery, and then we'll start making ones that are actually full blown. This is the paint scheme and everything. So I have a couple ideas how I want to do that livery. You guys have seen the first iteration of the FPR diesel fleet that's coming. Let me see if I can find that image. So yeah, this is the initial first paint scheme that I'm doing. It's basically taking the Sioux Line Railroad and switching that red to blue, and I think this looks absolutely gorgeous. So you can kind of see what I'm going after. We'll see, Jeff. It just depends. I'm trying to get some last shots, but again, it really just depends on what's going on. But yeah, this is the goal, and I have a couple of liveries for the FPR, but I'm going after this one first. Because this will get my feet wet into decaling, into a custom airbrushed theme. There's a lot to learn when doing something like this. So I've been doing a ton of research, watching a ton of other freelance YouTubes. The big one I've been watching lately is Montana Northern. Got a great little podcast growing for the, I think it's called like the Freelance Roundtable. But I love everything freelance. So if I had, man, if I had the money right now, I'd be buying so much freelance stuff from home shops. I want to get a lot of Split Rock stuff, but neither here nor there. Okay, so yeah. But really the first one is going to be the HON30 reefer car. I'll paint that into the FPR. That'll probably be like my first official FPR livery item. But yeah, I am excited for the future. There's that analog Markland controller. Yeah. A lot of awesome support from you guys. A ton of donations came to the channel to support us, and very generous. It's been an incredible 4.5 years for this channel. And if I remember correctly, we gained in the 4.5 years. The channel was around, I want to say, close to 1,000 when we got to San Antonio. Maybe a little less. Maybe it was around 500. And now we're knocking on the door of 8,500 subscribers. That's absolutely crazy to think about. Oh, I appreciate that, good sir. I'm thinking about once you get more rolling stock, I might give them some rolling stock, the FPR patch. I appreciate that. Didn't realize you guys love Civil War stuff. Interesting. So I'm a big World War II nut. It's just one of the, when it comes to history, I don't know why it's just World War II. It's a very interesting, a lot of interesting case studies out of it. Some people like World War One, other people like the Civil War. It's interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, we saw the passing of my kitties this year. That was tough losing Mary, but life moves on. I'm kind of doing a grand tour of just a year. Yep, BLIs came out with their things, AI, the rise of AI. Oh yeah, the whole NMRA re-logo. That was a time. Wow. Oh yeah. The infamous 611 debacle. Again, thank you, Jeff, for allowing me to use your model as a PSA. Okay. You do both sides. Gotcha. All right. I'll let camera. So yeah, it's been an incredible couple years. Oh, 3D printing too. Where the rise of 3D printing the last 4 years? My goodness. Got scanned from mini prints? Man, I almost forgot about that. Became a mini figure. What a recap of the last 4.5 years. You got about 5,000 books. You can make a library. Okay. Take it easy, good sir. Yeah, and you guys can always find me. And another thing too, let me also share this. I've been expanding Discord a little bit more. So if you want to also follow, just kind of let me get this link for you guys. Invite link, no limit. Oops. Never. Okay. So we do have a Discord. It's called the Fellowship of the FPR. And I've been kind of working on this channel a little bit. So what I've been doing, for those of you who join the Discord, the Discord has a few little extra perks. So I've been doing some travel photos. So I got a lot of Dallas recently, Waco. We're talking about Austin. Oh, nice! You caught more rare power on Sunday. Very nice. And one more thing I've been kind of doing too is that if you join a Discord, I've also got something called the cutting room floor. Basically, things that never made it to either a video or a live stream or something that I had in the works photo-wise because I was going to use AI for animation, but never really panned out. And so just got a lot of cool things that just never made it to the channel. So I started putting stuff in there. And then one thing that I'm starting to do is organize everything when it comes to the Frostline Pacific Railway. I basically started a lore book. And in this lore book, I basically have things from who are the characters of the FPR, where are the places in the FPR. I'll have some frequently asked questions. I've got some branding of the FPR. And so, modeling and so forth. So this is going to be basically everything that comes to the Frostline Pacific Railway you can find on that Discord. So again, this is still a work in progress. But been expanding it a little bit more as my archives of everything. So if you're interested in some of the behind the scenes stuff, that's where I'm going to put it. Oh, so your great grandfather was in the Ohio Cavalry. Wow. Awesome. That's some history. All right. Let's go ahead and go back to all the cameras. We'll do some last railfan in here. I'll talk about some of the modulars that I got here. Kind of a final farewell to the layout. And then, guys, we shall wrap up episode 80 of the Frostline and Pacific Railways, the Icy Railway podcast. It's been one hell of a ride. It's been fun. So let's go ahead and go around the layout. So with that, we've got, starting in center, this is the Wave modular. This modular has my most advanced systems in it. It's got Digitrax that I use for my command and control. It's got push buttons on the top. It's got the new Digitrax push buttons on the side to control the turnouts. It's also got LocoNet capability. I can control it from my iPad. I can control it from my JMRI setup. So yeah, absolutely a lot there. Had a great time. Awesome. Definitely a lot of growth over a little over 4 years, hopefully, with the new club, you meet new faces, and word goes out about the channel. You can break 10K subs. I appreciate that, Chuck. Thank you. Yeah, and again, you guys determine when we make 10K. I'm just a guy who loves model railroading and shares it with everyone else. Definitely 10K is a significant number, something that I never even thought we could reach, but man, it's insane. It's been fun. It's been awesome. And in due time, again, when you guys think I deserve to have 10K, we'll get there. Because at the end of the day, it's you guys who are liking the channel and you guys who are subscribing, hitting the bell, doing all the things to support this channel. And again, from the deep of my hearts, I greatly appreciate all of you guys' support. Yeah, I'll definitely miss you. Miss you too. It's not the end. It's just another beginning. And again, we're always here in the digital space. So again, you'll find me on Discord. You'll find me here, Facebook. It's not a goodbye. Definitely come to Samurai on the last weekend of July. Awesome. Yeah, I'll definitely pencil it in and make sure I can get. I'll be there. Again, knock on wood that nothing else happens in life, but I'll let you guys know if I'm going or not. Okay, so that is the Wave modular that's in front of us. To the right of the Wave modular, we've got our turns. Hey, Spooky Buddy Bree. Yeah, we won't be far either. Absolutely. Yep, Discord and Facebook as well, good sir. So, okay, we got the wilding corners. It used to be 8 modulars to make the full circle. Unfortunately, 2 of them were water damaged before I was able to purchase them. And so I got 6 of them from my old mentor back in California, named after Dave Wilding, in honor. So I called them the Wilding 6. So those are the corners that make up a good chunk of this circle. I think I measured it out. I think they're like 55-degree turns, which is absolutely insane. It takes up a lot of space. But they've been it was the inspiration into my 12-inch wide Freemo modulars because it just worked really well. It worked super well. This modular has gone through several iterations. It went from a single track to a double track to a 3-to-1 track. This is my testing range modular. Anytime I want to try something new, I usually go to this modular. It has a Pico 3-to-1, which was an absolute nightmare to get engaged with my other track, but definitely one of my more fun ones. All right, next modular we've got is, let me see if I can see it here. Maybe I can't. Oh yeah. So the other corner used to be called Harbor Point, but now it's kind of turned into my downtown district for Icyville. Completes the 4th turn that I've always needed for this layout. Let's see, I don't think I have one. So this goes into Phoenix Point. Phoenix Point is a 2-to-1 modular. Again, a resurrected modular that was originally a test bed for programming engines, and I turned it into a modular 2-to-1. Yeah, remember me and you already chatting after the show? It was fun. Yeah. Yeah. I watch for the most part, I watch a good chunk of model roading YouTubers. So if I'm usually not chatting in the chat room, I'm usually lurking or watching on the replay. So I watch Artie Saturday stream. I don't watch it live, unfortunately, as much as I want to, but I watch it on the replay. My main ones that I contribute in is Steve Childers and Anthony Dodge on Fridays, and then mostly all the other ones I watch on replay. But I am definitely watching. It's taken over my TV time, so to speak. But yeah, we got Phoenix Point that got turned into the kind of downtown suburbs of Icyville. Another great modular. That goes into some more wilding turns here that we got here. Along with this corner. The buildings here, you guys kind of see photography and AI that I used a lot in a lot of my shots. So this turn was basically my proper downtown. If you see my operational videos, I use this a lot in operations. And as you can see, we are being invaded by Buc-ee's because we got a little Buc-ee there. But it isn't Texas without a Buc-ee's. And so I grabbed the little statue there. I've always wanted one of these because in the future, what I want to do with the statue is that I want to put it like in a roundabout in the center with people taking pictures of it with cars going around it. I think it'd be kind of cool. There are so many, absolutely. So this one I got from Temple. Temple Bucky's is like premier halfway point between San Antonio and Dallas. And so I got the Temple statue because I've been to that Bucky's so many times. So many times. So you see the Freedom Train going around the other wilding corners there. Going into the Wave modular. I appreciate it, Chuck. It's definitely been a privilege to know and see you in person. San Antonio area will be missing a fine individual, and Model Railroad look forward to the future. I appreciate it. Yeah, I know SMT Live goes, but I appreciate you being in both. And I think that's the one thing that us content creators tend to forget is that people can watch multiple streams at the same time. We all share the same audience. And I'm privileged that, you know, some of the audience members from SMT come over here as well. I'm really honored by that. Yep. I'm excited for the future. Yeah, there's a lot of cool things coming up. And especially with that Camp Pico module that's set up right now with 5 of the 7 main lines. There's so much potential in that. I'm excited. Absolutely excited. And like I said, I'm hopeful that we'll have a lot of good content coming out of that BSP layout. So that layout is a northwestern style layout. So I think like Seattle, Oregon area, they got ships, they got ports. There's so much cool stuff coming out of that layout. Absolutely cool. But yeah, I think what we'll do now, we'll do one more lap of our American Freedom Train. We will wrap up the 250th celebration. Definitely, BNSF takes the crown of, in my opinion, the best AFT paint scheme. But the fact that we got every class 1, minus UP, individual paint scheme for 250 just shows that the spirit of railroading is strong. It may not be where we want it to be, like in Japan with bullet trains and so forth, but still, we love our heritage. We love where we came from. We celebrate where we came from. Our country is not perfect by any means. It can still be, you know, molded, grinded into what we see. But happy birthday, America. 250 years of a representative republic with 250 years. It's incredible. So, with that, I hope everyone has a happy and safe America 250th celebration. It's been an honor going through this journey with you guys, celebrating the class 1s, getting excited for all the paint schemes, speculating on the paint schemes. I had a freaking blast. Absolutely had a blast with this. And so with that, let's go ahead and bring this engine down. And park it in the front for one last time. From the Lone Star State, San Antonio, Texas, for the last time. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for all your support. And we'll be back probably around December timeframe to celebrate the end of the year and to celebrate a new layout and a new flavor of podcast. So with that, thank you guys so much for the awesomeness. Thank you, San Antonio, for being a great freaking host city when it comes to model railroading. And with that, I am deeply humbled by all you guys. Again, it is not goodbye. It's just a temporary see you later. So with that, from the Alamo city of San Antonio for the last time, thank you guys so much. And I'll see you guys on the next stream. So with that, take it easy. Bye, guys.